Students, welcome to our class. Hope you have all completed the notes which is given in the previous video. Now today we are going to complete the reading B of unit 3, Once Upon a Time. The poet Gabriel Okara. He is an African poet. He was born in 1921 in Nigeria. He was educated at Government College, Umuahia. His parents were not rich. He worked as a bookbinder and later as an information officer at Enugu. He also wrote plays and features for broadcasting and became a poet of outstanding ability. His poems appeared regularly in Black Orpheus. He has also written a novel called Voice. This is about our poet Gabriel Okara. Okara is explaining to us about once upon a time. What is the title Once Upon a Time suggests? The poet starts with the well-known words. What is this well-known words? Once upon a time. What the speaker is going to say is a fairy tale. Something so far-fetched it might not even be believed. This makes us think that honesty in expressing emotion is so rare nowadays that it practically is a fairy tale. So the poet given us a title, Once Upon a Time. Come on, let's look at our stanzas. The first stanza, Once upon a time, son, they used to laugh with their hearts and laugh with their eyes, but now they only laugh with their teeth while their eyes block cold eyes search behind my shadow. Coming to the stanza, eyes block cold eyes is a phrase which talks eyes without feelings or expressions. You can also state expressionless eyes. Now, once upon a time, son means he is explaining to his son. There are two characters. One is our poet, the other is his son. They used to laugh with their hearts. They, in the second line, they refers to people of the past. In the past, the people, they used to laugh wholeheartedly and laugh with their eyes. So even the eyes, when you observe, there is a wholehearted expression in their eyes. But now they only laugh with their teeth. They only laugh. In the fourth line talks about the present generation people. Here they is referring to two actions. In the second line they refers to the past, whereas in the fourth line they refers to the present generation. So please remember, sometimes you will get a question about they refers to giving you the second line. They used to laugh with their hearts. Then you should state they refers to the people of the past. But now they only laugh. Now is talking about the present generation. So they refers to the present people. They only laugh with their teeth while their eyes block cold eyes search behind my shadow. So how are their eyes? Expressionless. And they are behind my shadow. That is our first stanza. Now second, there was a time indeed they used to shake hands with their hearts, but that has gone, son. Now they shake hands without hearts while their left hand search my empty pockets. There was a time indeed. There was a time indeed means talking about the past, that the people used to shake hands with their hearts. But that has gone, son. At present, we cannot find that situation nowadays, shaking hands wholeheartedly. Now they shake hands without hearts while their left hand search my empty pocket. What do you mean? The left hand search my empty pocket. The poet expressed his concern for the influence of the Western world on age-old African custom. Here, the white imperialists always exploited and plundered the wealth of their colonies. So, their left hand search my empty pocket of their subject is an endeavor to rob them further. That is what he given you, the left hand search my empty pockets. Now feel at home, come again, they say, and when I come again and feel at home, once, twice, there will be no thrice, for then I find door shut on me. Feel at home, come again, means they are inviting us very happily. Come on, please come to my house. When I come again, if you go for second time and feel at home, enjoy with them. It is only for one time or two times. But third time what happens is I find door shut on me. Now present what they are doing is, so first time they are inviting us and they are very happy to talk to us, whereas second time also they do the same, but third time what is happening is in front of us they are closing the doors. The door shut on me means you have to imagine what is their situation. Means they are not openly saying please don't come to my house. We should understand I find door shut on me. So basing on all these situations, our person had found, I have learned many things, son. I have learned to wear many faces like dresses, home face, office face, street face, host face, cocktail face, with all their conforming smiles like a fixed portrait smile. Basing on all the situations of the people, I have learned many things. Means according to the society, I should change myself. So like dresses, how we are going to change. Even now I have learned to wear many faces. What kind of faces he had learned? Home face, the homely face, how we will be enjoying with the family. Office face, so how to talk to others in the places of office or in some other areas. Street face, on the roads. Host, when you are receiving the guest. Cocktail, when you have a small parties. With all their conforming. Conforming means to be and think the same way as most other people in a group of society. Or you can state normally acceptable, thinking in abnormally acceptable way. Like a fixed portrait. Portrait meaning a drawing or a photograph of a person showing head and shoulders. So in this manner, I have changed my face. How did I change? Like dresses, in all these ways I have changed my face feelings. And I have learned too to laugh with only my teeth and shake hands without my heart. I have also learned to say goodbye when I mean good riddance, to say glad to meet you without being glad, and to say it has been nice talking to you after being bored. See, in this stanza, how he was expressing his feelings. The next what he had learned, to laugh only with teeth. Mean we are showing only our teeth part, expanding our lips, that showing only the teeth. Inner feelings are different, where outer feelings were different. Shake hand, we are giving hands without heart. In olden days, they used to shake hand with their hearts. Now at present, the poet had changed, shake hands without his heart. And then other he had learned to say goodbye, when I mean good riddance. This is very important. Good riddance is a noun which states a feeling of relief when an unwanted person leaves. Usually, people speak to others, but they will be thinking inside when he is going to move. Such situations come under good riddance. And he also learned to say goodbye. When I mean good riddance, glad to meet you without being glad. We don't feel happy to look at person, but usually we use the word glad to meet you. So you know how he is feeling without being glad. To say it has been nice talking to you after being bored. He felt too bored to listen to the others, but says nice talking to you. Can we say like that? No. Usually these words are used when you feel very happy in talking to others. But the poet had changed according to the society. But believe me, son. Now he is talking wholeheartedly to his son. I want to be what I used to be when I was like you. I want to unlearn all these muting things. Most of all, I want to relearn how to laugh. For my laugh in the mirror shows only my teeth like a snake's bare fangs. Now believe me, son, I want to be what I used to be. Previously, how I used to be, now I have changed completely, but I don't want this kind of life. When I was like you, in this situation, you have to think the son did not change. Still, he is in a child. So, he did not change according to the society. Now, please, I want to learn from you. I want to unlearn all these muting things. I want to stop everything as you are not corrupted by the ways of the world. Now, I want to change in your manner. Most of all, I want to relearn. Here, relearn is used because already he had learned in the previous. Now, second time he want to learn from his son. How to laugh, for my laugh in the mirror shows only my teeth like a snake bare fangs. Why did the poet compare with snake bare fangs? Because his teeth are like the snake fangs, because his smile is fictitious, insincere, and hypocritic. He feels such a smile is dangerous. This is very, very important. Definitely you will get this question. So why did the poet compare his teeth like a snake's bare fangs? So show me, son, how to laugh. Show me how I used to laugh and smile once upon a time when I was like you. Now show my son how to laugh. How I used to laugh and smile. I used to laugh like you. So please show me once upon a time when I was like you. So in this poem, what do we understand? The poet, once upon a time, how he used to be, he want to come into the same position. He compares and contrasts the changes in the nature of the people as the civilization advanced. Now, the poem is satirical in nature. So, this is our poem. Hope you have all understood. Now, turn your page to 100. We have a grammar. A glossary meanings were given to you here. Observe this glossary meanings followed with the comprehension. See the question. Tick the option that will complete each of the following statements. In some cases, more than one option may be possible. The first question to you, in the first 5 stanzas, the poet is talking about. Here is the options. The honest and innocent world of children. Is it right? No. The insincere world of adults. Yes, B is the right option. The difference between the past and the present. Correct. This is also the tick. Put a tick mark there. The old and the young. No. So 2 options were correct. B and C. Second, the last 4 lines of the poem suggest. What do it suggest? Hope, regret, a sense of loss, eagerness to learn. The options hope and regret. The expression ice cold block ice mean the eyes are wet with tears, expressionless eyes, the state of lack of feelings, a dead man's eyes. What do we say? It is talking about expressionless and the state of lack of feelings. These two were the right, B and C. Fourth one, they in line 4 of stanza 1 refers to people in the past, present day people, all adults, young children. At the beginning I told you, they referring to two, people of the past and people of the present. Here it is mentioned line 4. So the right option is present day people. Option B. Fifth one, their eyes search behind my shadow mean. What does it state? They avoid meeting his eyes. They try to look at the darker side of the person. They convey no emotions. They try to see what is not there. Now what do we write? According to these options, option B. They try to look at the darker side of the person. The poet has learned. What did he learn? To shake hands, the ways of the world, to laugh, to put on mask, to change many faces means to put on mask. The poet wants to learn from his son because his son is not corrupted by the ways of the world, is more informed, know about good manners more than his father, is more caring. The right one is not corrupted by the ways of the world. Now, second Roman, answer the following questions in a sentence or two each. These questions were given to you in your material. Please go through your material. This is our end of our poem. So, go through this video. Later, you write the glossary meanings and additional glossary meanings which are taken from the poem. This is the tone of the poem. This is a somber and emotional poem with a strong moral message. So for today, this is our end of the class. Tomorrow, we'll continue with the reading C. What is my name? This is also the very important lesson. So write down the glossary meanings, additional glossary for this poem and go through all the study material questions. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.